Hi, my name is Jason Grum, Volunteer Board Chair at Help at Your Door. At Help at Your Door, we believe in dignity, we believe in independence, and we believe in the vision of a community where aging is a positive experience. That belief isn't abstract to me, it's personal, it's lived, and I'd like to share a story, one that honors a remarkable woman, celebrates the helpers who surrounded her, and reminds us why the mission of Help at Your Door matters so deeply. Over the past few years, I had a front row seat to what it means to age with grace and with the right support. My grandmother lived to be 100 years old, living in the home she and my grandfather built in the 1950s. But what allowed her to stay there was not one heroic act. It was a steady stream of quiet, faithful care. My dad played a quiet but vital role. He cut her grass in the summer and shoveled her snow in the winter. He grocery shopped for her, knew exactly what kind of yogurt she liked, and delivered breakfast he prepared, like omelets as a special treat. Through his actions, he reminded her over and over again that she was loved and never alone. And my mom, her daughter, was her rock. She helped my grandmother with her weekly shower and made sure she got her hair to her hair appointment because even at 100, my grandma took pride in looking her best. When frustration came, when her body couldn't keep up with her spirit, my mom didn't flinch. She listened, she comforted, she stayed. That kind of care, it's not flashy, it's not loud, although it made a huge difference. But my parents didn't do it alone. My grandmother's story is really a story about a circle of care. Ordinary people stepping in, doing their part, and helping someone maintain her independence or remain living in her home. There was my daughter, Hannah. She began FaceTime reading with her great-grandma during COVID. What started as a way to connect became something beautiful. Hannah became a better reader. As a proud father, I will brag that she's a straight-A student and just got moved up to play in a varsity golf match as a 7th grader. My grandma felt seen and cherished, and across the miles, across the generations, a bond was forged, one that will last a lifetime. There was Michelle, her cleaning lady. But if that's all that you knew, you'd miss the truth. Michelle brought laughter, stories, and warmth. As my grandmother's health declined, Michelle stayed longer. She didn't just tidy the house, she helped carry the emotional load. She gave my mom a break. She understood caregiving as a team effort, and she showed up as a teammate. There was Renee, my mother-in-law. When my parents were sick with COVID, Renee simply began visiting my grandma every single day. She brought flowers every month to my grandma to brighten her day. A small gesture? Maybe. But to my grandma, it meant everything. Renee didn't wait to be asked. She saw a need and met it with consistency and compassion. There was Judy Steele, who brought communion, but really, she brought peace. When my grandmother could no longer go to church, Judy brought church to her. She brought the sacred into the ordinary, and with it, comfort and connection. As a side note, my grandma watched church services on her iPad. She was quite the techie, with tech support from my mom, of course. There was Mary. When my parents were out of town, Mary made sure my grandma still got to her weekly hair appointment. She called twice a day, offering reassurance and routine when everything else felt uncertain. And throughout it all, my wife Heather was quietly supporting me, helping me be present as we navigated my grandma's changing needs. She was also the one who suggested Hannah read to her great-grandma and who made sure Renee always had flowers in hand for her visits. Her thoughtfulness helped us show up better as a family and as a team. Each of these people did something small, but when woven together, it became everything. What I saw in my grandmother's final years, this circle of care, is exactly what Help at Your Door brings to life every day across the Twin Cities. This organization is the network. It is the teammate. It is the grocery shopper, the appointment driver, the friendly voice on the phone. It's what my family and members of our hometown community did, just with a wider reach and a deeper infrastructure. Help at Your Door delivers groceries, like my dad did. They provide rides to appointments, like Mary did. They offer home support, like Michelle did. They bring connection and comfort, like Judy and Renee did. And they offer relief to family caregivers, like my mom so often needed. But here's what makes them extraordinary. They do it all in a way that affirms dignity, honors independence, and sees the whole person, not just their needs. As I share my story, I invite you to think about your own. Maybe you've seen someone step up, like my dad or mom. Maybe you've had a Michelle or a Judy in your life. Maybe you are a Renee or a Mary, quietly doing what needs to be done day after day. Maybe like me, you have a Heather in your life, quietly encouraging and supporting you and others along the way. Or maybe you know someone right now who needs this kind of help. A neighbor, a former coworker, a family friend, someone who's getting older and just needs a little support to stay in the home they love. We're all aging, that's universal. But how we age, that depends on the community around us. So I leave you with two simple invitations. First, look around your community. Who might need a ride, a delivery, a check-in call? Who might need someone like help at your door? Second, ask yourself, how can I help? Could you volunteer? Could you donate? Could you tell a friend about this mission? Volunteering doesn't require perfection. It just asks for presence, for willingness to show up in small ways that make a big difference. My grandmother lived a full century. She passed away peacefully in her own home, surrounded by the echoes of love and laughter. She was able to stay there, not because of one grand gesture, but because of 100 small ones. She had her people. Let's make sure more seniors have their people too. Let's make sure more families can rest a little easier. Let's be the helpers. Let's open doors. I dedicate this story and my commitment to the mission to my grandmother. For the life she lived, the love she gave, and the community that carried her home. Thank you.